In Asia, it's very popular to consult a feng shui expert about your business, about the marriage, about the house.
Yes, of course. This is the original idea. Now most people have totally forgotten the real art to do this, and that's why we come up with the CoRe, and it's much more reproducible. But I'm saying this is an oracle. It's just the same, doing the same thing that all the psychics did in all past. I'm not saying that's a quantum device that uses quantum mechanics and all this nonsense. No, I'm saying it's an oracle, but it's a different one, because my simple idea was the following. When I knew, okay, oracles, they work, but they don't work always, yeah? Let's say you go to a tarot reader and you say, well, I don't like what you told me, can't we do it again? Yeah, you're laughing because it creates a delay. Why are you laughing? Because you said, that's right, why not? But then the other say, no, why would you do this? And now the other side of you, why would you do this? Where's this coming from? What would a tarot reader or psychic tell you when you say, well, let's do this again? What would they tell you? Simple question, no? Never anybody tried to go a second time or ask to do a second reading or a second? No. You see, now, I tell you what they would say. They would say, no, you can't do this, because you would offend the gods. They've given you this. Now, you cannot abuse their time for just another. Like they did this already in the most, what's the most influential oracle in all of history that actually shaped our culture and the last 2,000 years? Delphic oracle, yes. And of course they had to stand in line for days and days until their time was there to ask the question. And of course they would have had many people who say, let's do this again. So they made up those stories. No, this is the gods. You cannot offend them by asking a second time. Yes? It's really, this is the first question that you would ask a psychic, why can I not do this a second time? But we are so much believers that we just either don't ask first of all, or we just take an explanation, well, you cannot ask an oracle a second time because you would offend the gods. So I said, why not? And I just had the understanding that this is a random process of putting the cards down, rolling the I Ching, rolling the dice. It's a random process. So now, why would you not repeat this? The real answer is because it would be just a totally different result. And that's what you see with all the other machines that also are based on a random event generator, like the QXCI, the NES, the eLibra, name them. You press the button a second time, you get a totally different result. Of course they are as good as an oracle, and an oracle is good if you know how to read it. But now my idea was, and it was again a totally simple idea, why not throw the dice 10,000 times? Let's say you go out and ask somebody who will be the next president of Thailand. And let's say there's 3 possible candidates. How good is your, or how certain can you be that the answer that he gives you is the right one? Percentage-wise? 33%. Why? Because there's 3 candidates. So you have 33% possibility that it's the right answer. But if you go out and ask 10,000 people, how good will be your prediction ability then? How accurate your prediction will be? 99.999%. That's the possibility of what? It's statistics. It's as simple as this. So why do we go to to do for election? It's really not necessary. It's just to give you a feeling that you have been able to cast your vote. It would be enough in America if they have 10,000 people make the vote. That's enough. Because this is the power of statistics. And what is really this showing? That it's not, the future is not really unpredictable. It's very predictable for large number of people. But what it is also saying, it's not predictable for the individual. If I take this person and want to make a prediction for which candidate will he vote, I cannot. When I will want to make a prediction how long will this person live, I cannot. If I want to make a prediction about what this person will, what kind of disease will he die from, I cannot. But insurance companies, they can predict 100% accurate how long the average person will live next year. They can even predict, let's say, my favorite example in America, the postal companies can make insurance for their postmen against biting by dogs. Yeah, so every year in America maybe 10 postmen are bitten by a dog. And they make an insurance so they are covered for the expenses. But I ask you, how do, let's say there's 10. Let's say that the 10th postman is bitten in November. How do the other 50 million dogs in America know now we cannot bite another postman? Otherwise, the insurance companies would make a loss. How do they know this? Simple question again, huh? So how do they know this? No, mathematics, no. But how do the dogs? They don't know mathematics, no. If they would know, they could do the calculation themselves. But how do they know 10 were already bitten, and there's 10 is the average, and we should not go beyond this? First, there's two questions. They have to know the average, and they would have to know how many are already bitten, and then they have to know quantum or statistics. Imagine they don't know these three things. What do they do? How do they know not to bite another postman? That's a big question. Huh?
They're all connected.
They're all connected. That's it. You see, that's the idea. We are holistic healers. If you don't know these things, we are not holistic healers. Huh? Holistic healer means we know everything is connected, and it's connected on what level? Not physically, not even energetically. It's connected on an information level and a spiritual level.